Pick 10 is when the community decides what champion you play. I'm pretty sure they picked Vayne for me.
Yeah, they voted me to play Anivia, so it's gonna be a fun matchup against Zed.
I'll say I have a slight advantage. I'm fairly happy with the choices. I haven't really played Zed lately, but then again, it's a fun champion to play and watch, so I understand why the fans would pick it.
对于粉丝来说，这个肯定是他们想看到我们用什么英雄。
오피 챔피언이죠 지금. 그래서 이 대회에서 그 챔피언 할 수 있게 돼서 굉장히 영광스럽고요. 뽑아주신 만큼 그만큼 멋진 플레이 하도록 노력하겠습니다.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm always excited to play in front of an international stage because that's when I play my best. Like, even if I'm not playing that great in the regular season, then I always step up in front of an international crowd.
I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out, but hopefully it will be fun.
Welcome back to the All-Star Paris event and our first match of the day as Team Ice versus Team Fire in the Pick 10 game mode.
Okay, before we do get into this mode though, you know, Monty got to have a segment on the analyst desk. I'm sad I didn't get to be on the analyst desk this year, but I do have a rebuttal. I'm so happy, Monty. Thank you for your English lesson here, and I agree that language, spoken language, is an inherently flawed way of communicating ideas. It's always open to interpretation. Jad has been so kind as to open dictionary.com for me here, and under the #1 definition of rotations, it is the act of rotating, turning around an axis. And as you know, Monty, as the ceremonial master of rotations, the Earth is currently rotating around its axis from west to east. Not to mention the literal map movements of tectonic plates.
All right.
I am actually currently rotating right now with no effort at all.
Congratulations.
So that's just how easy rotations are.
Yeah, well, now that we're through with the rotation lesson, it's time to remind the fans how Pick 10 works. So they voted on the champions for each team. Then the players get to decide amongst themselves who's going to play which champion. So for Team Ice, they'll be playing Thresh, Vayne, Anivia, Lucian, and Lee Sin.
And for Team Fire, you picked Thresh, Ezreal, Zed, Lucian, and Lee Sin.
Well, let's get on with it. Let's check out the starting lineups. On the blue side is Team Ice. They are, of course, from the European LCS Alliance. It's Froggen. We have then CLG's Double Lift from the North American LCS. Korea's Mad Life from CJ Enters Frost. Cool from OMG in League of Legends Pro League in China. And finally, we have Archie from Southeast Asia's Saigon Jokers in the Garena Premier League.
And on the red side is Team Fire, captained by Gambit and Europe's Diamond. Bjergsen is also from North America on Team Solo Mid. Obviously, the crowd is behind all these guys. Shy from CJ Enters Frost, Team WE's Wei Xiao, and of course from Southeast Asia, it's QTV from the Saigon Jokers.
So we've got a different pick and ban pre-game talk here because we've kind of already got them. Pick 10 kind of does what it says on the tin. You guys pick the champions that they're going to be playing. Where's the focus going to lie in this one?
Yeah, I have a feeling, well, the question is going to be, is Doublelift going to play Vayne in the bottom lane against Lucian? Which if he did, they'd have to move Lucian to a solo lane. Then the question is Lucian going to solo against Ezreal or Zed? And is Froggen going to want to play against Zed on Anivia? Those are the main questions.
So I'd say he probably does not want to play Anivia versus Zed. That's a pretty bad matchup for Anivia, and you know it's not his fault that he was voted into that situation. But we'll see what can they do to rectify this situation. That's what it's all about. League of Legends is all about adapting to the situation. Can they actually adapt to these matchups?
Yeah, he said there in the pre-game video, you know, guys, thanks for choosing Nivea. It's going to be a fun matchup against Zed. I detected a slight note of sarcasm in his voice from that one because that's not a lame matchup that he's going to want to actually end up playing. So, as you said, the interest here is whether we see Double Lift on Vayne, what they actually do positioning-wise for all of these players.
Double Lift is currently on Vayne, and he's immediately locked it in.
Well, that settles that. It basically means Archie is going to be playing Lucian, probably in a solo lane. One thing I noticed when these lineups were announced is generally how squishy all of the teams were, which is meaning it's probably going to be a pretty explosive game, much like the previous two Hexakill and Earth modes we saw.
We also have Team Fire being very attack damage heavy, and they don't have a support like Zyra that can build a lot of AP and influence the game that way. So we'll have to see. Maybe it will be an AP Ezreal or something. They do have those two AD carries that they can switch around. That being said, Lucian here on Team Ice, not the worst of AD carries if you have to go to a solo lane. He has a dash.
Plus, on the side of Ice, they don't have a true jungler, right? So that means Cool is going to be jungling Lee Sin. He's formerly a mid laner of OMG.
And you'd imagine that, mechanically, that kind of champion is going to be fine for him to play. Whether his role as a mid laner and not as a jungler, he's going to be playing into that one. We're going to have to say, I mean, he's up against Diamond, who is one of the legendary Lee Sin players and an all-time great in the jungle. It's not an easy matchup for him.
Yeah, going up against Diamond on the Lee Sin is never an easy task. However, Cool in the mid lane, he's one of those short-range assassin mid lane players. He was known for his fizz, also playing Yasuo, so I think Lee Sin, he won't have too hard of a transition into that champion.
So we are going to be finding out who's going to get the edge in this one. Teams, of course, now sorted out who they're going to play from the champions that you guys chose. So head over to Twitter and tell us who you think is going to win the game. Use the hashtag IceWin or hashtag FireWin and be sure to send it to @LOL Esports for all that. And we'll, of course, be checking in a little bit later to see where your guys' votes lie. I'm going to ask you guys, though, where do your votes lie?
I gotta say, the team with more people on position, this is actually an advantage for Team Ice, I feel like. They have everyone on their comfortable champions. Mad Life, Thresh, Doublelift, Vayne, Froggen, and Nivea. Things are looking pretty good right there.
Yeah, I'll just go opposite from you then, because I can say the same things. Bjergsen is on Zed. Very happy with that champion. Diamond on Lee Sin, we already talked about, so I'll go Fire.
Well, here we go. We're going to get into it. It's Ice versus Fire one more time in the Pick 10 game. The question is, how is this one all going to work out? Of course, yesterday, Ice bounced back after, let's be honest, a thrashing in day one when it came to the Earth mode game to win in the Hexakill matchup. We'll see who gets the points here today.
Yeah, I like how the intensity of these matches has definitely heated up. They're definitely taking the competition more seriously now. As you can see, an invade already from Team Ice.
You could really tell as soon as Doublelift fed in the first game and he got all that criticism, it was game time immediately after that one. And now it's really just game on because they both won that game and kind of embarrassed each other.
Well, we see that Ice are already moving up through the Fire jungle, up by that red buff there already. What are they going to be going for in this one? Diamond did spot a couple of guys in there. QTV as well with Ezreal was on the top side of the map, so staying safe. Actually, the Q from Cool landing there onto Bjergsen. Not going to dive in, though. No vision there for Ice beyond what they could see in the river in the middle.
I like the SKT skin that Bjergsen's decided to wear in this one. I really doubt that Froggen's going to be playing heads up against Bjergsen Zed, though.
Yeah, speaking of Froggen with the Anivia, he has taken Teleport. So that may be a top lane Anivia, or he may be trying to use it as an escape to get away from Zed.
Yeah, Joe was actually mentioning earlier backstage how if he's bringing Teleport on Anivia, he might actually try and teleport away from the death mark when Bjergsen comes in on him.
Which will work once, and then he's got his egg. Not very often. His teleport's not going to be up all that quick. Bjergsen's probably just going to say, okay, you win this one single trade, then you get away from it. You can call that winning even.
Winning the trade is using all your summoner spells in your passive.
Not even dying. That's winning for Froggen, I do believe. But we do see that red buff started. We're going to see Mad Life and Doublelift headed down into this bottom lane. Going to be 2 versus 2 against Wei Xiao and Shy.
And we do get to see Froggen versus Bjergsen here. He lands the stun. See, that's the hardest part of this matchup, is landing the slow stun from Anivia. He's got it there, and he also has plenty of consumables in his inventory here, starting pretty much all consumables except for that charm.
He's going to need them too because he took a whole bunch of damage right off the bat in that early trade. Long sword start from Bjergsen, so you can tell who's going to be going aggressive in that mid lane there.
And down on the bottom already, Shy and Wei Xiao putting down some good damage onto Mad Life and Doublelift. Double hooks, of course, in this bottom lane, and I think Shy's going to have a bit of a point to prove here against the legend on Thresh himself, Mad Life. Mad Life.
They both have started with those Duran shields, so they're looking to trade early. Both of these guys in the bottom lane are looking to fight, so it will be action-packed.
I like how Shy played Blitzcrank in the Earth mode, and then he's just like, all right, I'm actually just going to be the Hookmaster here, even if he's on the same team of Mad Life. It doesn't surprise me at all to go with exactly the same item builds as well, because they should actually know what each other build on Thresh at least.
Oh, actually a play coming in. They're going to go aggressive here on towards Doublelift. Shy, not exactly super. There is Oak landing. Exhaust put onto Wei Xiao. That may have just saved Doublelift's life.
Now, right there, a lot of the damage from Team Ice was going into Shy, and all the damage was from Fire was going into Doublelift, so he got low. Cool, though, gonna look to even it up.
This is bad news. Cool coming in from the side. Shy gonna get pushed against the wall. This is surely first blood. It's gonna go to Doublelift, and there is Cool hammering away on Wei Zhao is level 3, but decides against the turret down.
Meanwhile, up top, Diamond is going for a gank of his own. Actually, he backs away now.
Backing away from him, the crowd there on their feet for this one. And this mid lane, we can see that Froggen doing some decent trade-off, but look at his items. Those basically full inventory of consumables that he has. Is
he doesn't want to get harassed down, but he might get him here.
Oh, this is close. Is he going to go in for it? Not quite. Got the damage there to finish off. And Bjergsen running risky, especially with Cool moving up.
Froggen actually 2 points in Q and in E, so he's maxing his damage early on in that lane. Pre-6, he's done a pretty good job against Zed and will continue to. It's going to be post-6 when he starts having these issues. Meanwhile, that bottom lane matchup is a little bit crazy. Vayne is disadvantaged early against Lucian, but it didn't matter for Team Ice.
And we saw last time Doublelift got first blood. Uh-oh, top they're fighting.
Going in gank. QTV, but here comes Diamond, gonna safeguard over on towards QTV, but he flashes back in! He gets the kill onto QTV. I think he might die from this one though. There is a push, Cool jumps around, Diamond gets the kill, but will he lose that blue up? He'll refresh over there for Cool.
I have to say, Cool is doing extremely well on his Lee Sin versus Diamond. Not only did he get the first blood for Doublelift, who went off last time he got kills in the game, but he also gets the return kill on the other Lee Sin. Looks like Cool is #1 Lee Sin at All-Stars so far.
Yeah, yesterday in the game he did exceedingly well. Nice substitute fill-in for Team Ice right here. And Kobe, the prediction I had very early for Team Ice looked a little bit better here, even if you just picked Fire to go on the other side of me.
Are we going to see Froggen and Bjergsen fight here once again? You have to wonder whether Bjergsen's just biding his time here to get to level 6 and then going to go all in force. Froggen outweighs Xiao. You're taking a lot of damage. Once again, Doublelift and Madlife not really losing much from that. Do see that both AD carries have now got themselves... I say both AD carries, we've of course got 2 Lucians, an Ezreal, and a Vayne in there as well. But the bottom lane AD carries, let's say, we have Vayne, of course, Doublelift picking up first blood with that Vamp Scepter. On the other side, only the longsword here for Wei Xiao, so not quite got the same sustaining there, and you can see he's having to burn through pots to stay healthy in that lane.
And let's be completely honest, if Madlife, Doublelift do not win a 2v2 lane against guys who don't lane together, they are going to get shredded by social media right here. So that's the big advantage of Ice, is that lane.
Yeah, and it wasn't like Wei Xiao got to choose his timing to go back. He was forced to go back because he was killed.
That is rather true as well. Doublelift actually going decently low from this one. Still within good range, though, of their turret, but needs to be careful because Shy, whilst he's not your normal Thresh player, certainly can hit these hooks. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely strong mechanical skill there in the bottom lane. I have to point out the mid lane as well. Never mind, Diamond's down here for the gank. This would be really dangerous if Ice was going aggressive, but with the current health bars down there, I really don't expect them to do any type of aggressive move. I think Diamond's actually wasting his time down here.
Cool is actually on the other side of the map, so there wouldn't be any opposition if they were to go in for this one, but they'd require a dive at this stage. Doublelift and Madlife both underneath their own turret. Wei Xiao actually just tanking up one hit. Diamond's still waiting here.
It would be very dangerous to go for that dive because Doublelift and Madlife still have their defensive summoner spells, the heal and the exhaust ready.
Oh, there's a flake of it. Doublelift gets hooked in. He's going to go down. The patience. We questioned whether it was going to be worth it, and there's the answer. It was.
It absolutely was, but that's because Doublelift decided to get a little bit aggressive right outside his turret, ate the hook from Shy, and it was absolutely fatal.
Yeah, Shy answering back with some Thresh play of his own here. Very well played, and Diamond, patience play pays off.
As you said, they can't afford to lose this lane. Everyone has been wanting to see Doublelift and Madlife on Vayne and the Thresh as well. And well, I think it'd also be quite hard to swallow for Madlife if he hits less hooks in that lane than Shy does.
Yeah, and speaking of the fan favorite picks, the mid lane is still continuing to be that farm up between Froggen and Bjergsen, but this would be where it starts to turn. Froggen has to itemize mana. He actually went for an early Chalice, which means if Bjergsen gets on top of him, he's probably just dead.
Yeah, I think this next Amp Tome, he'll probably be turning into an Arm Guard because he needs some sort of defensive capabilities against the Zed. Already level 7. This is where the kill pressure comes in. He still has Ignite as well.
Froggen has been known to build absolutely whatever he wants, though, in these games, so we never know what that could be. He could be building a Ohm Wrecker. He just hasn't started it yet.
Well, we've seen it in Europe. We're in Europe, so if you add 2 and 2 together, you get 4, obviously, with that one. Bjergsen here is going to be getting the blue buff as he goes into mid lane. Froggen started to move over as well. Cool wasn't quite ready for him, but now Froggen will be getting his hands on that blue buff. Question is, without the teleport, I mean, what does Froggen do if Bjergsen jumps on him? What can he do, really?
We were talking about this earlier. He has only really one play, is to put the ultimate on top of him, hope to land the Q, and then E, and that might be enough damage. Double it.
Oh, the lantern disappeared!
What? Double Lift in the middle of nowhere. Madlife finally comes around this side. He hooks Shy from the corner as well, but Double Lift wants away. Wei Xiao goes for him. Is he going to finish him off? No, he's not. Madlife going low as well, but he will get back underneath his tower. That was super close to a disaster for Ice.
Uncoordinated bottom lane here. Madlife and Doublelift, maybe a little miscommunication there, but Doublelift gets stuck inside the box.
It almost looked amazing. It was like he ran all the way around just to get the hook, but they just couldn't trade.
Oh, they do
it!
What?
Double golems, not the right time to be doing them right there, Joe.
Well, yeah, no, not even close to that, but there's all.
Oh, Lee Sin!
Here comes Lee Sin, and that's a kill onto Shy as well. Cool was there. They had a ward down, so they spotted Cool coming, but couldn't evacuate quick enough.
I have to say, with all this action down bottom lane, the winners have really been Wei Xiao and actually Cool coming down for multiple games.
Yeah. And it's funny how the 80 carries that might actually be the farmed ones are the guys who got relegated up to top lane, QTV and Archie. They've been completely free to farm up there, and they might actually be the late game 80 carries.
So let's have a little look at this one. Double Lift's like, yep, I'm taking golems. Oh wait, no, I get hooked and Colin kills me.
Yeah, so the thing about that is, even though Shy is a top lane player, Wei Xiao, he's very used to this. He knows they're going to go for double golems, and they find them at the double golems. But Cool comes in right as they're trying to escape from the kill that they secured.
Oh, Archie. Oh, there's a lantern. And the hook as well onto QTV. Box goes down. One turret onto QTV. And there is the Colin coming through. Madlife now going to try and chase down Diamond. Don't know if he's quite got the damage to actually pick up a kill, but what a turnaround.
Madlife with the surprise appearance in top lane. I'd be a little bit worried about infidelity if I was Doublelift right now, because he just had success with the other 80 carry when he went to his lane.
Well, this is classic Madlife, right? He's got the mobility boots early, he's going up to roam, and he gets a kill. Another roam!
Yeah, this might not be the last one either. Is Cool actually going to go in? Oh! Kicks off Bjergsen to the side. Madlife now moving around. Froggen trying to get involved on this one. Bjergsen is going to go down. It's Cool that picks up that one. And we have the question, how good of a jungler is Cool on Lee Sin? He's 3-0. I think he's kind of answered that already.
He is doing very strong. You can see it in the item lead too. He's putting a lot of this money into vision control so that he can keep Diamond from making plays, because Diamond has been answering. He's been on the other side of the map. He got his bottom lane caught up down there, and now Wei Xiao is actually going to be a really big force.
Oh, Diamond gets walled in there, and Cool comes round again and says, thank you very much. That's another one for me. He's out of turret range, doesn't take any damage, and that's free damage onto the turret on top of it.
Cool has really been the beneficiary of some really nice plays by the rest of the team as well there. The fact that Froggen has survived the lane this well, and that wall to help him secure a kill, Cool has a lot of gold that he now has to make use of.
Turret going down there in the bottom lane. Wei Xiao will finish that one off. That leaves Fire in front here in terms of turrets, but because of that kill difference, actually a couple of thousand gold
and
behind.
Cool is again heading down bottom. He wants to get something going for Madlife and Doublelift, because they are straight up losing this lane now.
Well, the big thing is Madlife spent so much time helping the rest of the team, which was honestly worth it, that has just set Doublelift a little bit behind. Maybe he's not going to be the carry this game unless he does something a little bit spectacular.
Oh, QTV going aggressive here on towards Archie, who got the better of him last time, of course. If you look at the items between those two, both got themselves Phage. The Sheen is there for Archie, and a Vamp Scepter for QTV. So going to have that sustained in this top lane, but it doesn't matter if Archie's doing that much damage to him over and over.
Archie has looked so good, and I like the point about Madlife actually dumping his 80 carry that just got killed and going up top lane, because now they have a Lucian that can actually stand up to Fire's Lucian.
And the question is, if he gets a Blade of the Ruin King, could he survive Zed? Because he's coming up top lane, fights on both sides of the map.
Hook onto Cool, but he will just get away from that one. But look at this, we see Bjergsen coming back in. There is Archie throwing down the Colin. He walks him back in there. QTV's going to die. Archie's dead as well as the death mark pops. Bjergsen gets his first kill of the game.
So even though Archie has died 2 times up there when people come to roam, he keeps on killing Ezreal before he dies.
On to Cool again, there's the flash, the flame, and then the hook from Madlife. Froggen actually picks that one up in the end, and they get the tower.
Madlife was ripping him back into the stun from Anivia just to secure that kill. Awesome synergy from guys who pretty much never played together.
Yeah, beautiful plays, and they're making a lot of these plays on Diamond, really picking on him.
I have to wonder if one day we'll actually see a real Team Ice. This would be a scary lineup to actually get together, I think, in pretty much any region. So far, going well for them. 9-4 up in kills. They've just got a second turret of the game here. And actually, a healthy gold lead. 3,000 gold it is that they've got on that. Double Lift is now starting to farm back a little bit into this one. I mean, we kind of gave the hype in this match to Madlife and Double Lift for obvious reasons, but Wei Xiao is a phenomenal AD carry player, and we've seen that already here.
Yeah, the thing is, we've been talking so much about wave control of minions in the invitational games. It's very true in this game as well, because this is the most normal of the challenge games. Even though Double Lift's turret went down because Madlife went roaming, he now has the creep wave in a more safe spot, and he's gotten plenty of minion farm deep in his own territory.
And it's also not like when this game turns into a more standard teamfight phase, they're not going to know what to do. These are the most popular champions pretty much, and they're running double AD, which is a little bit strange now, but was very common at many points during Season 3.
This may be a sign of a little bit of lack of vision now from Ice's side. On the bottom side of the map, the Dragon is going to be taken away basically for free by Fire. There is the ultimate coming through. QTV going a little bit too aggressive on this one. He's hooked in and finished off in the end. Cool will be able to live steal back up. A catch a little bit too deep there was QTV.
Yeah.
Froggen chance.
QTV trying to make a play by himself. He almost got the kill, but it was going to be a death for him no matter what. He was surrounded. And look at the vision. The teams have basically traded vision. One side of the map for Ice here on the top red, and for the bottom side for Fire. They've continually been trading the red buffs. However, Fire also came out of that with the Dragon. So remember the global gold, because they definitely need that to get back in this game. 10-4 currently.
Damage onto Shy there. That's almost going down, but Shy's presence was enough to actually save them. Actually interesting, just want to talk about the... Oh wait, let's forget that because Diamond's coming in here on towards Double Lift. He's going to knock him there against the wall. Where's the rest of the damage? Not quite following through. Wei Xiao gets in position, throws in the culling blade of the Ruined King.
Oh, there's backup!
Now the Ice Bird is coming down. Froggen is there. Cool is there. The kick is available for him, but they don't really need it. There's one kill, and the wall will stop Diamond from running away so quickly. Björksen could come down to help, or he could just let Diamond die, which looks like the more likely scenario. That was a little bit off. The Q's landed though, and there is the kill. Cool now, godlike.
7-0-1 on Lee Sin, but once again, a lot of that chase was just done by Froggen, making it so that Diamond couldn't jump away where he actually wanted to. This is just Team Ice dominating right now.
I have to say, we need to give the fans more credit. There's a reason they voted Froggen Anivia. Even though it looked like a bad matchup versus Yed, he played it safe, and now he's making plays!
Oh, wow, the kick on towards Björksen. He's going to put his death mark onto Cool, but the rest of the team combined. Double Lift picking up the kill. Shy's in all kinds of trouble now as well. Wei Xiao has come in there. Froggen, of course,
out of there.
has his egg. Is he going to get away? There is the TP to get away. That's the tactic we were expecting earlier on. Diamond now coming over. Archie in trouble. He will surely fall. Yes, he got over the wall, but Wei Xiao's auto attack already going in his direction. Big fight.
The funny thing is, Froggen teleported about 3 feet away, but he still managed to get over the wall. It was his delayed flash, but he got his egg form and he got out with full health. So, strategy successful, I suppose?
As I said, he used these summoners and he used his passive, but he basically won there. That's how he goes, and he flashes away. So now he really doesn't have anything left.
Yeah, there's his second flash, and now he's under turret. His blue buff ran out, but he still has a good mana pool, so he could try and help with the wave clear here.
He could wall them in as well, so they get a more protected environment. Madlife actually tried the hook there onto Shy. Cool's a scary one, though. If you look at him, 7-0-2 already.
Yeah, Cool is definitely doing very well, but man, did we just see in that last wave clear from Froggen how insane Anivia's mana costs are. Again, Cool, behind enemy lines, gets the kick in.
And this was just such a big cluster back here. Ice just 5-man turret dive, showing you how far ahead they are. When they got trapped in between the turret a little bit, Froggen said, all right, I'm out of here with that. And it went through the egg, but Shy caught again.
Shy is dead. Froggen picking that one up. He's got his Zhonya's now as well, which is another more viable anti-Zed strategy than just TPing out when he actually comes onto you, so he'll be feeling a little bit more safe. There's a nice tweet as well. This All-Star Day is going to be big, and it is indeed. We've got 2 semi-finals coming up after this one, but this has been a cracking game so far.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. There's pings going down on the bottom turret here. I think Monty would be proud of Team Ice because they're looking to rotate down there after the kill, but Medlov gets caught.
Oh, is he going to go down? Diamond going up there. Here comes the exhaust. A lot of damage from Archie. Well, the death mark comes in. Archie's going to die before the death mark can even come down. It's QTV that gets a double. He was a little bit slow to start QTV, but you see the damage he's putting out now with the Trinity Force.
Pretty important getting those 2 kills right there because, as you said, he was way behind. And that was a little bit of Archie sticking around to try and protect Mad Life. He actually stayed in to try and block Ezreal Qs, but really, it was just awaiting inevitable doom, and he ended up getting himself killed too.
Oh, Q landing there on towards Zed. No one following on though. Double if needs to get back with the rest of his team. Shai's trying to come around the side from this one. He's quite wait a minute, let me try that one again. Far forward, but you know, boost of mobility, both copying basically what Mad Life had, and that's all you really need to do. If you play Thresh against Mad Life, just copy his build all day long, which actually he didn't do since Mad Life went a bit more gold generation.
Real low on
the other side there is Lee Sin going through again. Cole may have gone a bit deep with that one though. Shai actually gets the hook. Bjergsen, is he going to dive in onto him? Is he going to commit to it? He's got no death mark.
Mad Life walks right
Mad
in.
Life comes in. That was not the strongest of boxers, but they catch Shai out of position. He will go down, and they hook into Wade now as well. He'll be followed through one, trying to dash away, but he's going to get finished.
What a play there from Ice. That was actually 4 versus 4, but they had superior vision inside the jungle, and they were able to make plays over the walls. Madlab actually just walked straight into the whole team to put his box down.
This is why you can watch Mad Life play Thresh all day, even though the box didn't immediately hit someone. Oh dear, that too.
Teleport out. Oh wait, it's not Froggen. Bjergsen is going to get that one. Actually, Froggen is there at the backside. QTV takes a big blast. Froggen is on a killing spree. 3-0-8 now on the Anivia.
And he has also completed his Anyas.
Wow. Good reactions there. Actually, he's got the Q back. Will
Wants
Diamond go in? Oh, he gets away. Oh, through there from Cool. Diamond might be able to have him still. Oh, Froggen comes around the side. Credit to Diamond for actually finishing off though.
More importantly, though, Froggen finally got a blue buff out of that. The Lee Sins have been smiting it away, and the fact that Froggen got in there is more important than the shutdown that Diamond got for killing Cool.
Push back here in the mid lane for Fire. Things slowed down a little bit for them in terms of success and the amount of kills that they've been having. Let's have another look at that one. Such great reactions.
So that was
from Diamond.
1 Q that lands, 2 Qs that land. Diamond doesn't want to take it in because he knows Froggen's there to back him up. But this is the 3rd one that lands. Cool has the confidence because he knows Froggen will come there. But as you said, Diamond gets the first KO and Froggen comes to even it out.
Getting this Dragon as well for Team Fire is actually very important. They're behind in both levels and experience. And gold, obviously, experiences levels, but and gold. So they get bonuses from the Dragons since they're behind in XP. It's really important to sneak Dragons when they're behind 20 minutes in.
And vision. That's why they have to sneak the Dragon. They have 0 vision on Team Ice's side because they're constantly on the defensive now. And Team Ice are doing a good job of actually continuing that ward coverage.
Looking for some more points here. Fire, of course, winning the Earth game on day 1. If he didn't have Zed in there, Bjergsen probably would have gone with the Ezreal again. I mean, he picked up about 25 kills, I think, in that Earth game on day 1. But so far, yesterday, and of course, this game up until now, 22 minutes in, has all been about Ice. And it's going to continue that way by the looks of it. They're stacking up here for a go on that inner turret in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and this is Bjergsen in the side lane trying to get some farm. There's no threat on Ice right there, so it's basically an uncontestable turret.
Ooh, flying through, but QTV got the mobility to avoid that.
All right, Team Ice will be shoving in 2 inhibitor turrets now. Not much up left on the map for them to take, so it's very hard for them to draw Team Fire out of the base.
Listen, Cool is showing off a little bit on Lee Sin. He wasn't even supposed to be he's not a jungler. He was surprised that he was playing in this one, and he is doing an amazing job right now.
Right, he is basically the all-star substitute.
For OMG, exactly.
You have to feel it. This kind of performance, he probably should have been in there right from the very start rather than the substitute role. Oh, this is bad news for Shai. Well, it would be if Cool is actually wanting to fight him. He seems to be just doing a dance around. The hook does come in, Lanterns down, and Cool says, see you later.
Still got to keep vision on that red, though. They're slowly trying to invade this to see how many people on Fire are actually there. It's because the rest of their team, this is just a Lee Sin and Thresh. They can jump around a bunch, but they don't do much damage.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous, though, because there's a lot of extra firepower here for Team Fire.
Cool. Keeping it ice cold, though, just to follow up from...
Oh, yeah, might as well.
Incredible job.
We have to throw those in.
They back away in the end. No relaxation. Oh, double lift. What are you doing? You are miles out of position. Uses a heel. Is he going to go down?
Whoa.
Oh, that's some great mechanics, as we've come to expect from the man himself. And now Archie getting involved. He's going to fall low and get finished off as well. This could be a bit of a whitewash for a Fire.
There is just not enough people right here for Ice. They're in trouble, but there's Froggen.
Oh, cool. He's trying here. He's doing his best, and he's getting the results from it as well. Froggen stuns up another one. Diamond now slow from the ulti. The wall comes in. He's slowly but surely going down. It's a double kill for Froggen.
Froggen and Cool are really carrying this team. Cool already with 9 kills on that Lee Sin. Even though Team Ice collapsed a little slowly, Froggen look for more.
He's going very deep from this one. Oh, he lands a stun. Predicted flash from QTV, who's trying to pick off Cool. He doesn't though. Froggen is godlike. Gets his 7th kill of the game.
And the 7th stack on his Soul Stealer, Joe. He's went for that. Let's take another look at this fight. Kobe, take us through it.
Did you see Bjergsen's great use of the Shadow right there? Using his ultimate, didn't get condemned into the wall, avoided the stun, and in the end, Double Lift does go down, no matter how much dancing he does. Everybody came to save him, though, and 3 members of Team Ice go down. But here come the heavy hitters.
One thing, though, is Fire used so many cooldowns when Froggen arrived, he meant business. The first ult didn't quite land for him, but just watch the efficiency of his Q stuns. Those are so slow moving, but Froggen always finds a way to get these people in. Wall to shut down Diamond, and then he continued on and actually landed a post-Arcane Shift Ezreal with the stun. That was the most impressive part.
There's a reason why you guys at home have picked Froggen's and Nivea, right? We don't get to see it all that often, but when we do, always a little bit special here. And today seems like no difference to that one, as Double Lift again, maybe getting caught out. Or will it be Bjergsen getting caught out? Cole comes in from the side. Double Lift gonna join in. Deathmark goes down. Double Lift doesn't really care about that one. Bjergsen's trying to get away. There's the TP from Froggen. He gets kicked away, but Diamond's not got the damage here to finish him off. Froggen puts down his ulti, gets himself another double, and that teleport was all about getting away from Bjergsen. He's turning around and using it to kill him.
That was one of the most beautiful alley-oops I have ever seen right there, from Cool to Froggen. It's almost like they were reading each other's minds. They don't have to be able to communicate with English.
I mean, the fact that Froggen had to pick into a bad matchup here because of the fans in a game that is the best players in the world from their regions pretty much. 9-0-9 with 11 Soul Stealer stacks on Nivea. Absolutely insane.
I hope this means that Froggen would be a little less apprehensive about picking a Nivea in the future.
Yeah.
Into bad matchups. We'll see about that. But here's that one again.
Yeah, this one was just Bjergsen trying to do a little too much. It was a really quick kick over the wall. They just alley-ooped him over the wall into a teleport, as Kobe was saying. And of course, at that point, Ice just overwhelmed them. Easy kills all around.
Diamond also got a little stuck in the wall there, trying to queue over to Froggen, and Cool was able there to sandwich him. What great team play from this Team Ice here. We've talked about in the beginning of these games where Diamond was the one who was really focused, getting everybody to play on the same speed. But really, Team Ice looks so coordinated now.
And we do have to mention that Froggen's on about 3,000 health now to make sure he doesn't die with his Soul Stealer up. Warmaw is completed with another Giant Spell on the way. Now he's building what he wants, like he always does when he's ahead on a Nivea.
Well, Jad, he's got to protect those stacks and pages in his book.
To be fair, it's not the first time that we've seen Froggen build a Warmugs on a Nivea. So, you know, as you said, he's feeling confident here, obviously, at 9-0-9. As Shy just hooks onto the Baron to give Mad Life a bit of damage back. Actually, Double Lift's been pretty quiet this game. Everyone's wanted to see him on Vayne. He's ramping up, though, and that's the dangerous thing once he does get there.
Yeah, he would be able to split push, but we'll have to see if Bjergsen actually decides to go for him again, because last time we saw Bjergsen was able to use his ulti to dodge condemns, and Double Lift wasn't the one to go down in that matchup.
The thing is, Double Lift has his items. He's at the 3 big main items that you'd actually want to see him in dueling just as much as Bjergsen. A lot of the global gold that his team's been able to give him has put him about 1,500 ahead of Wei Xiao.
And generally, people do like to take Vayne into Zed split pushing.
Yep.
Vayne is one of the champions that you would
no.
outplay him with.
There's some more stack.
Dead. Froggen legendary. 10th kill of the game for him there, along with 9 assists as well. Ice are actually moving over towards Baron. Diamond is waiting at the side. He's just put a ward in there as well, but Mad Life is basically just scaring him off from this one. Here is the start. QTV could have a go at trying to steal from the backside. Doesn't have his true shot barrage up just yet, though. Froggen is basically tanking stuff up. Look at the base, though. The super minions have actually taken down one Nexus turret. They need to go back and sort this one out. No one right now is going back. They've come away from the Baron. They're going to try and stop them getting back into the base. That second Nexus turret is going to be going down quickly.
They had to send Thresh back. I don't even know if he can clear it. Cool goes in.
Oh, Cool going a little bit too far there, but here comes Archie from the side. Gets one. QTV now going to be slowed up from Froggen's ultimate, and there is the kill. Froggen picks it up. 11-0-10. Nexus turret went down. They're on to the Nexus itself. Shy can't deal with them.
He's trying his best, though, playing back the minions. Wei Xiao finally returns to home, though, and he's able to defend the Nexus here. Only one super minion left.
You know what's going to happen? Froggen's going to TP in and finish the game.
Ooh.
Oh, man. Well,
Divya backdoor.
he's
Because
got,
his Sunfire Cape is going to help him out in that one as well.
it'll help him clear the minions. He's got 40 seconds on that teleport.
He's up to, as well, 16 stacks on the Soul Stealer. He's almost completed the book here.
Getting maximum respect from the fans here in Paris as well. And look at him, he's edged up towards that enemy jungle where they've got full ward control, and Doublelift says, you know what, guys, let's do the Baron. I'm not sure that Fire can really get anywhere near this one, and if that looks like it'll probably only be Diamond who's stepping forward. Already used a ward there to get some vision back, but Baron's already gone down.
This has gotten a little bit out of hand, I think, it's safe to say.
Oh, really? That Sunfire Cape,
Maybe a little.
Warmogs, Soul Stealer, and Nivea is
What
not
your
out
job?
of hand.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at least Froggen has a good chance of hitting 20 stacks here, which will be an all-star game first. Whoa, he's deep.
Yeah, Wei Xiao is going to get taken low. The Cool will finish off here from Archie. Now they're going for QTV. They're going to get him as well. Cool picks up that one. Diamond actually knocking everyone around, but Bjergsen's going to fall. Diamond's going to go down, and he's now all on Mad Life. He couldn't defend against the super minions earlier, so he's not going to manage anymore. Double kill comes in. Lucky for them, the inhib just respawns so they can't go on to the Nexus, but this should be game.
Hey, they managed to get the ace right there. Froggen got enough assists to hit 20 stacks. His Soul War is complete. Everything is good for Team Ice. Nice victory.
Big win for Team Ice, and a big confidence boost as well. Froggen playing the Anivia. He said that he was looking forward to playing that into the Z. Well, apparently he wasn't actually being sarcastic like we thought he was. He actually was looking forward to it. Didn't die a single time in that game.
And we did get to see the teleporting egg. That was one of the best parts. He didn't really need it. It wasn't the Zed ulti on top of him, but it worked out well.
Top CS in the game, top kills in the game, and still 14 assists without dying. Froggen, captain of the team, and easily the MVP of this game for Big Ten.
And I can put an argument forward as well that Cool in that one. We had the question of how good is he going to be in the jungle. He was phenomenal.
He was spectacular. He built extremely tanky as well. He saw Froggen's Warmogs and decided that was a good idea for him. And in the end, he kept on making plays. He was so tanky, he could get into the backline. He could be that utility Lee Sin.
And this kind of just opens up for the games tomorrow with the 1v1 and the 2v2, because that's the final one, I believe, is going to be Froggen against Wei Xiao. So Froggen carried them in this for the 2 points, and that final one that's going to be worth 3 points might actually end up telling it.
I mean, if he's going to play 1v1, maybe the teleport Anivia wouldn't be a bad choice going into that 1 versus 1.
With Medjai's. Why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you only need 1 kill, so your stacks aren't really going to get there, but I mean, you can buy it just for bonus points, basically.
Style points.
Style points. All stylish stuff. Good win there for Ice. Quite a fairly one-sided game. I mean, it started off quite back and forth, but they really got rolling.
Let's be completely fair, 35 kills to 14. Early on in the game, it did look a little bit dire. I mean, knowing the lane matchups with Bjergsen, knowing that Diamond was going to be flying around on Lee Sin, and seeing the Lucian versus Vayne matchup in the bottom lane aren't actually favorable matchups for Team Ice. They just had to outplay them through and through.
And you have to give credit, while we're talking about that bottom lane, Shy and Wei Xiao actually looked incredibly good. With the help of Cool, we also have to say, but they were definitely not embarrassed by Doublelift and Mad Life.
Yeah, they started it out really well, getting that lead and forcing Cool to come down because Shy was the one who had taken most of the damage and he could just play further back at that point. If Cool hadn't come down to zone out Wei Xiao, they would have not been able to get that kill.
And it's not often, I think, that you look at a game where Diamond is on Lee Sin against the mid laner that's jungling. Well, that really never happens, but I didn't expect Diamond to be as quiet as he was in this game.
It actually seemed like he was trying to catch up to Cool on a lot of those ganks. He was the second one to the party and picking up a few cleanup kills. Interesting stuff.
And we'll see if Ice can continue this trend of picking up games, because tomorrow we come down to the 1v1s, the 2v2s. I think that a lot of people are really, really looking forward to. That, of course, all comes tomorrow. We've got a small matter, 2 small matters, in fact, of best-of-3 semi-finals here in Paris. But first of all, we're going to go over to Quickshot and our analysts to break down that last game.
Thank you very much, Joe. And what an incredible performance from Team Ice. They managed to bounce back, losing the first game. Bjergsen was able to carry them through ultra-rapid fire mode, but Bjergsen, next to non-existent on that Zed, he was in a lane matchup against Froggens and Nivea. Got a fully stacked mage, as Kobe said it himself. He's looking to complete the book. He wrote the book. At the end of the game, tier 1 boots. He had a Sunfire Cape, a Warmogs, 20 stacks of Magi's. Now, as the only member of the old CLG roster that's undefeated on a Nivea, why don't you give me some insight into Froggens and Nivea, Crepo?
See, I used to play a lot of Nivea, and then I thought I knew the champion. But then there's some stuff Froggen does that it shows how much he masters that champion. I just wrote them down in the list, so I'm just gonna go over them real quick. First of all, there's what he calls a teleport, where he actually manages to teleport away in his egg out of like these tricky situations. Then when his spell usage, most people would use the stun, the Q, proc it, wait until they see that it actually hits, and then uses E. Now, Froggen is so confident that he's gonna hit it, he sends out his Q. While it is flying, he will follow up with his E, and they will impact at roughly the same time for like a ginormous amount of damage. Then in this matchup, he put 3 points into Q when he had 2 points into E. So at level 5, he had 3 points into Q. Didn't do anything in the wall, so he's going for that wave clear. Just like these little things that he changes in every matchup, it just shows how smart he is. Some matchups against Caslin, for example, he would run 15 AD just to harass him out of lane. And then when it comes to his build, yeah, it looks trolly, but that's after he succeeds, because he started with the Chalice for mana regen. He doesn't opt for the tier anymore because he wants to build it eventually into an Athene's for more CDR. Then he gets the Zhonya's because he needs that against the Zed. And once these items are complete and he's in full Froggen mode, then there's the variation. I think the Warmugs was a tribute to his old tier Magi Warmugs build. He should have probably gone random instead, but who am I to disagree with the king? And then, yeah, the fact that he can get 20 stacks on his Magi just shows how good he is. And then the last point, and then I'm done ranting about Anivia, is when he was chasing Lee Sin, he would place his wall, but he wouldn't fully block off the path. He wouldn't completely block off the Lee Sin to prevent him from dashing over and going away. So he would do like a half wall block, forcing the Lee Sin to change his path enough for the team to catch up and kill him. But in case the Lee Sin had flash or dash over the wall, Froggen still had a way to walk through and didn't have to burn his flash. So there's all these like tiny things that just show how much he masters his champion. It's amazing to see.
It's sickening because I'll never ever understand a champion at that level.
Yeah, honestly, I really enjoy the fact that as soon as Team Ice got cool, there's kind of a set bonus going on, and they just got a whole lot better. So it just seems like everything's coming into place for these guys.
Yeah, he was a really good Lee Sin.
Completely agree. Now, just before we talk about cool, let's highlight Mad Life. In the early game, I felt like both of those players were moving around the map significantly. Mad Life on Thresh, landing a ridiculous number of hooks. His flays were good. Some of the plays, not necessarily the most flashy, but he was always at the right place at the right time. I really felt like he roamed extensively and helped Ice out in that early game because Doublelift simply wasn't helping his team in the late phase.
Well, I mean, that's true. In a lot of these Korean supports, it's obviously there's some differentiation between builds, but it's pretty common in Korea to go boots and mobility, even still after the changes to the items. Of course, you can get it a little bit sooner now, and then try and make plays around the map, try and get some deep wards, and try and make plays on the mid lane. You don't usually see them going top lane. That was a bit different.
AD carry.
It was an AD carry he forgot. He's like, oh, AD carry's top lane.
Yeah.
But I thought it was the lane swap.
And the one bottom lane was pretty useless. So I had to go up there, as Pepper said. But for Mad Life, I wish I'd written down some notes as well on him. But it would just say Mad Life is a god. And he always knows where to be in the right time. And with mobility boots, Korean supports, gotta give him that.
Talk about cool for a quick moment. Substituting in for Team Ice because, of course, Same had to step away due to some family issues. And, of course, he really showed up. 10, 2, and 16 on Lee Sin. Not traditionally a jungler, but his ganks were good. His presence was good. He was backing everybody up he needed to.
I think this will be, just for him as a player, a big confidence booster as well. He had, he's been out of the competitive scene, taking a break for a while now. And in his last match in the LPL, he didn't perform up to his old standards, but he looked good. His mechanics were really on point tonight.
Yeah, you got to consider this is the sub for OMG, a team we're going to be seeing later on, right? Like his replacement Xiang is ridiculously good, and he was always in the right place at the right time. I kind of like the fact that he added a Warmogs and then got a Chain Vest as well. Like I feel like he was starting to mirror Froggen's build towards the end of the game. I don't know if that was necessarily the case, but
because it was so successful.
It was.
So we do actually have a replay of one of those Tel Egg ports. Let's pull the fight up onto your screens. I think, Freak, you wanted to talk us through this one and, the specifics.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get the replay started here. This is 11.5 minutes in, so it depends at which point we can see.
Doublelift getting caught, I believe.
Oh, yeah,
He's killing double golems. As a true AD carry, he's getting farm, which is very important for an AD carry here.
I believe we were trying to show Doublelift getting caught, but the scene was so brutal and so gruesome for Monte Cristo that we had to actually show that just Doublelift, in fact, can successively do the golems.
Yeah. That was just it was well played. Yeah. Well played.
Congratulations. Doublelift was the PvE king of this match. So give him a round of applause.
So let's take a step back very quickly. This does put Team Ice now on 4 points to the 2 points of Team Fire. Both of the game modes that we've seen them playing a little more standard. Team Ice has, I'm going to call it outright, they've frankly stomped Team Fire. Does this mean Team Fire are panicking? I mean, Monty, what do you think of the rotations in these impromptu squads?
Oh, they've been great. And Team Ice, we've talked a little bit about it. We've seen the players talk about it. They didn't really gel that first day. They didn't really practice. And Fire was tryharding. But ever since then, they really seem to have made Ice keen for some revenge. So.
However, there is still 7 points left to be claimed in tomorrow's 1v1s, 2v2s, and of course we have the super 1v1 challenge that the fans voted for between Froggen and Wei Xiao. So nothing is 100% set in stone yet. However, if Madlife and Doublelift loses tomorrow in the 2v2 to Bjergsen and Diamond, it could be pretty embarrassing.
It could be indeed.
It will be embarrassing.
It will be,
because we're going to be blaming you the whole time.
Yeah, why are you here? Why are you not coaching Doublelift?
Yeah, I can't coach, man. I've been here the entire time.
Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses.
Priorities, man.
Anyways, guys, we do have to take a very quick 3.5 minute breather. But after the break, the games continue with our first best of 3 semi-final between Cloud9 and OMG. You can see they are gearing up. They are getting themselves ready. All-Stars 2014 continues right after this.